Alright, YouTube. It's been a minute. It's been about 10 days. I decided not really post anything because of the possible hurricane. One thing I'm noticing right off the bat is, what is all that? Is that frass? Anywho. So, I'm just doing like a 10-day check-in on this feeding. The last video was me trying to do a horizontal or whatever migration. Obviously, as you can see, some of these guys are still in there, but they are looking quite nice. I'm sure the resolution needs to be adjusted. There we go. Bring it a little closer. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. I really like these castings. They look really nice. Ideally, I guess what I could do is put these outside, like in the morning, and put cardboard over this, leave this side to bake in the sun, have them all transfer over. That's ideally how I like to do it. I was gonna just try it this way anyways, because my experience, oh yeah, let me go ahead and stop talking real quick. So I'm definitely seeing a lot more. Oh yeah, that's better. There we go. So it looks like they could have taken that feed very well. I'm seeing a lot more better size for a lot of these. Still slender, but that's much, yeah, it's much better. So I guess what I'll come in and do is just kind of aerate the good side around a little, and I'll do my best to sort of keep the resolution good as I'm doing this. Maybe I can zoom in a little for y'all. There we go. Yeah, we got them all in there. Need to really aerate it. Like I was saying in some other videos, this is the majority of my worms. I assume that's some kind of, I don't know if it's red wiggler or if it's just earthworm, but it came from Florida sand. So, and they make my stuff look like this. So, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't even really do much, to be honest. These guys, it felt like it was a lot more than 10 days. So at least it was that. It was just 10 days. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm actually doing really better than I usually am. Not to brag, but these are just a lot more. They're definitely longer, so that's good. That means I guess I'm giving them a little bit more than I usually do, which is good. Because honestly, I feed them probably way too light. Like, with how neglectful I am, I honestly... I'll stop talking. Because the whole point of this video is to be quick. Zoom out a little. I really need to get a better camera set up because I just feel like... Oh, okay, that's good enough. I don't know. I'll get there. I'll have this set up soon to where I don't have to necessarily adjust stuff. But those are definitely looking better. For sure. Those are looking longer. I don't know necessarily thicker at all, but definitely longer. So I'm happy with the 10 days. That's for sure. I'm going to keep aerating this because it seems like they're just in there having a nice little... they're in there breeding, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, it's nice and wet. I mean, there's... Oh, yeah, there we go. So that's an obvious... That shows exactly how wet that is. There's no holes at the bottom. They don't drown. They've figured out their own balance. I'm sure this side has taken up some moisture. But at the end of the day, I just try to let these guys do all of the work. If I had livestock or something, then I'd be a little more, I don't know. I mean, this is a hobby for me, so I guess technically if I was like selling them or something, it'd be a little different. But this bin needs to be separated into like 10 bins, in my opinion. I could take this. That right there's a bin. I take that and I make a bin out of that. I mean, look. I love whenever they don't just crawling on me. Please let me know in the comments. Like, I'm assuming that's like a red wiggler or something. I know I'm just an overthinker. To me, these don't look like any kind of the, like, bad ones. Any kind of toxic or just anything. My garden loves them in terms of what they're producing, this stuff. So, I'm going to go ahead and leave that for the talking and get to it. I'm trying to be better about not talking as much, too. In life and on the videos. Alright. Yeah, let's get y'all aerated. Y'all need to work some of y'all's way on over here. Spread some of y'all around. Go on down. Oh, yeah, we're getting some worm ball action going, so I'm happy with that for sure. The one big thing I am trying to find, it'd be cool not to find them, but I assume I will, is the black soldier fly larvae. So that is kind of the one thing I am looking for. Oh, wow. I mean, they're just down there in those leaves. With how wet and nasty it is down there, there's tons of them still down in there. So that's cool. I probably shouldn't put that on top yet until I exhume that. Whatever the word would be. Let me get all this. Find that line. Alright, now rotate it. This way. Not bad at all. Like I said, I definitely need to go ahead and, if I can ever find time, especially depending on how this next activity in the Gulf for this next week is. I mean, I don't know if I'll necessarily plan to leave for that one as well. We'll see what happens. I didn't leave for the last hurricane situation. I got very lucky. Where I've grown up, where I'm at, I'll just do a little hurricane talking since it's relevant for our area. I've seen a lot of everybody talking about it. I mean, it's, if you're in America, if you're in the West Coast, or East Coast, I guess it would be, it's basically relevant. But for my 30 years, I have gotten very lucky with this specific house that I've grown up in. It has not dealt with any substantial damage. So I didn't bank on that. We kept watching the storm. It wasn't going our way specifically, just like Michael sort of didn't, in a sense. I got lucky with that one as well. And so anyways, I haven't really been doing much because of that. Adjusting to fatherhood and kind of trying to get an idea of the videos before I do them. And to finish this off, I'm going to go ahead and pretty much wrap it up by doing a quick little peek. I'm just going to go ahead and move this around a little. So, ooh yeah, there we go. I'm finally getting some actual... Alright. So I do see... Nice. Are they in it? That's what I want to see. Ooh. I don't think they're in the cherry exactly, but anybody in here? No. Oof. Boy, does that smell. But it is pretty cool. Let's see, are you going in there or are y'all mating? I can't quite tell. I'm gonna assume that's I don't know. Oh, sorry. But I just think it's cool to watch them kind of do their thing. Especially when you can get up close. Oops, sorry. Alright, let me... So obviously all this is super wet and nasty and probably, I don't know, not recommended, I guess. However, for me, I don't know, they're in there doing it. Alright, that is what I want to look at. What is this? Okay, I want to see if it will pick this up. I will try to wrap this up after I make... Okay. And of course I'm not going to be able to hold it still enough. Huh. That is what I want to know. I'm going to need to get like a microscope possibly. I think I can get it close enough. Sorry for this, guys. This should be a whole nother video other than worm stuff. But basically when I zoom in there... What is that? If anyone could tell me. Would that be mites? Hold on, can I zoom in a little? Readjust. It's kind of hard to pick it up, but there's like a, I don't know what you would call it. It's basically like a film. And it almost looks as if it's a bunch of mini tiny little things just moving. I don't know. Anyways, I've seen that in various parts of this bin. And it's almost like little pockets of... I mean, I don't think that would be mold. I don't know. Anyways, there's a lot smarter people out there that for sure could tell me what it is. I'm going to, again, try to wrap this up. Okay, this was the lemon. It was, in fact, molded. I will zoom out. Of course, I got ahead of myself. Oop. The time... Everything will get better. But what's cool to me on here is obviously whether it decomposed or whatever. The mold is the green and whatever mold that was on the outside of this lemon is completely gone. So that's interesting. It either got eaten, deteriorated. Alright, I really want to try to finish this one up with just figuring out if there are soldier fly larvae still in this bin. Because if there's not, then I can now have an isolated bin that I breed out. Oof, man. The lemon is very potent. As weird as it sounds, it actually kind of is nice. I wanted to see this. They're not really getting at it too much. I'm sure a lot of this stuff is either too wet or hot for them. But sorry guys. But either way, they're sort of getting at it. I saw a cherry down here that one of them was coming out of, so I really wanted to get that on camera. I thought that would have been cool. Ooh, that was sloppy. But yeah, I have a lot to work on when it comes to the way I actually structure my bins. However, I will say they do still, even with all of this moisture and whatnot, in my opinion, until I have a microscope, I can't say for sure. But I mean, those are really good looking castings to me. I mean, technically about 4 months ago, this was pure sand. I need to get that kind of stuff on footage so I can show y'all from like start to finish and maybe speed it up. But again, this is all, I don't know, I'm doing this stuff whenever my kid's asleep or whenever I don't have my kid and I don't need sleep. So I am doing it at a hobby pace. But it's been able to allow me to grow a lot of things without having to do anything. So that's been nice. The Roselle hibiscus I have, the moringa. I mean, I need to do a video on the food forest. Well, it's just a food start forest, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm about to go ahead and end this now. I'm just going to shove this stuff all back together now that it's been a little aerated and moved around. And so far, I would go ahead and say this was a success in terms of isolating a grow out bin. Obviously, I'm going to have to come back in here probably after probably in the next few days and do, here we go. Are you actually in there, or, I hate to get it up to the camera without actually seeing if they're in there. Are you actually in there? No, he's not. Well, they're not actually in the cherries. I wonder if eventually they will break those down. I'm sure they will. I'm gonna go ahead and slop some of this on top of here. I won't be harvesting anything with how wet they are. And because I want them to break down more of this, obviously I'm gonna go ahead and just scatter this stuff around. Let's see. But yeah, luckily, as I'm going into winter, I'm able to be a little more, I guess, lazy with this stuff. Because this little area that I keep these worms in indoors is a renovated garage from when I was way younger. So, for the most part, it stays about 70 in here no matter what. Even in the winter. Even in the January winter. Oh, man. What would that be? Oh, nope, that's from the green bean. We're good. Thought it was a black soldier fly. So, for the most part, these worms are going to be doing their thing. Oh, there we go. I like that. Let's go ahead and get him on there. I'm pretty sure that would be a baby worm, if I'm not mistaken. As you can see, he's little. I wish I could, maybe get some of that stuff off his face. But yeah. Little baby. I wonder if I could find him even littler than that. That's pretty cool. Oh, and then if I'm not mistaken, oh, come here, you. If I'm not mistaken, we have another cocoon. And again, I'm overthinking it, and I'm gonna go ahead and just end this video right here with this thought. For me, my cocoons, I see the ones on y'all's videos, and they look a lot more like this looks like just a perfect spear, like a ball, like a perfect, almost every single one. And half the time, like, I know it's mean, but like half the time when I sometimes examine them, and if they squish open or whatever, like, I just don't, they don't seem the same as, I don't know, I'm overthinking it, I'm sure, but they just don't look the same as some of the cocoons that I see on some of y'all's videos. Y'all's look a little more like, I don't know what I'm saying. I guess maybe y'all actually have more footage of them closer to hatching. Maybe these are all fresh, I don't know. But anyways, that'll pretty much be the end of this. I'm pretty much satisfied with the way this bin has gone. So far, again, no black soldier fly larvae. Everything looks, I mean, perfect. Like, I don't know, like when it comes to, and this is my last thought for the video that's already way too long. So I understand if nobody really watches very much of it, and that's fine. They will get better and more direct. But to me, if I'm going to work with pretty much any manure, whether it be cow, chicken's not as bad if you use it with the bedding and stuff. I like that. But, like, I don't necessarily, this is easier than chickens for me. But, like, this is just, it's easier to, it just is easier to work with. Whoa, what is that? That's from old potting soil. I don't know. It's just, it seems like the same kind of stuff, but so much more scalable. So, I don't know. That'll be my final thought when it comes to playing with worm poo. maybe tomorrow I'll be able to shred up some bedding while I hang out. All right. Thanks for watching. I mean, if you fast forwarded and all that kind of stuff, that's fine. Really, I'm just trying to just provide footage and really showing that these guys are gonna basically be this way no matter what. As long as I feed them in the next, I don't know, maybe like, because obviously they have food still. If I feed them in the next 2 months, these guys are gonna be fine. I mean, they're in here just pumping it out. I don't know if you can see that one, but they're in there just doing their thing. So, and I am by no means an expert whatsoever. I'm just trying to get there, I guess. All right, so that'll be that. I'll have some more videos coming up soon. I'm trying to do not a short, but I'm definitely trying to do a good little silent morning garden tour so y'all can sort of see, I guess, the even more end result than this, because the castings are obviously the end result of the worms, but the food and the items and the flowers and whatever, the stuff that they produce from this is, to me, the end result. So I think showing that is part of the whole worm channel thing to me. So I'll get that in there as well. And definitely going to try to set like an actual timer onto the side for like 7 minutes, so that from now on my videos are about 7 minutes, because otherwise it's ridiculous. I'm not even going to post this one.